It felt like an opportunity to make a project that's really about this place. I think California has sort of seeped into me, into my bones. I had children here. I feel like I belong here. Extracted is a body of work that is looking at the gold rush and the Chinese Exclusion Act, and also intertwines mythology from an ancient text called the Classic of Mountains and Seas. It talks about a series of 4 mountains as an orientation to the land. It talks about all the elements that are in the mountains, and it talks about a series of hybrid creatures that have various properties as well as plants. I'm thinking of it as an example of speculative fiction, which is something that I'm very interested in and runs through a lot of my work. And so I wanted to make a trilogy as an exhibition and also as a film. And so for each part there's a key image which helps me to kind of focus the material, and the key images function as the image in the film, and also as the way of thinking about the material around the film, the drawings and the textiles that I'm producing at the same time. For the first iteration, the key image was the cave, which is where the project started. It was the image of the cave that I was standing in front of when the project emerged. The second part, the key image was the money tree, which is this object in the collection, this funerary object which was buried with wealthy people so that their spirits would go to the afterlife. And then the third part, the key image, was at the beginning the Queen Mother of the West, and I discovered that her first appearance was from these oracle bones, which are carvings in either tortoise shell or bone that were divination tools. I was thinking a lot about making this work that was sort of me walking into unknown territory. There's this piece of American history that I didn't know about. It came out of a sort of discovery. I'm not Chinese, so of course there's always this thing about like, who are you to do this work? There's sort of an uncomfortable nature to that, which I actually think is very important, because I also see this history as being our history and being American history, and so it's an important aspect of our history which I don't think should be relegated to like only Chinese artists can work with this history or talk about it. I hope that the museum visitors get the sense of another way of thinking about the gold rush as a history. I feel like the popular imagination of the gold rush is all to do with covered wagons and pioneers coming, westward expansion, the history of manifest destiny. And that image doesn't really account for so many of the people that live here and how those people got here. And so I really hope that this gives another picture.